My name is Alex Osterwalder. I'm the lead author of Business Model Generation and co-founder of a company called Strategizer.com. As you might know, I'm passionate, almost obsessed by business models, great business models that make a difference. And I'm really curious to hear about your guys' business models.
Alex, thanks so much for taking the time to set aside and talk with us. So I'm Phil, and I am the founder or co-founder and CEO of Kenai Sports.
And I am Charlie. I am co-founder and COO of Kenai Sports.
Great, cool. Tell me a little bit about your business model.
So we started Kenai Sports originally as a different kind of apparel company. It was originally a traditional polyester cotton shirt company that we had made for athletic wear for a lot of different sports and athletes around the world. When we decided that we needed something new and exciting that would really give us a foothold and make a dramatic difference to our customer base, we founded Kenai Sports as a sustainable apparel company. So that actually means we're taking trash from landfills all across the country and turning it into performance sportswear for our two main customer groups, university and college athletic programs, and state and public agencies. So that's police, fire, EMS, the Department of Corrections, and we hold a contract in a couple states to provide that wear to them. So right now we have just about 30 different fabrics, I think, and now nearly 100 different styles. And most of our work is designed around customizing clothing and sportswear for our customer base.
So one of the things I'd be very curious to hear is, the apparel business in general is a very transactional business and not necessarily one with very long-term relationships. So, you have to renew yourself all the time. So how do you think you're going to be able to survive over time, over a long period of time, in such a competitive industry?
I think it's a great question and something that we were really able to hone in on and figure out using your Strategizer platform in defining who our customer groups were and exactly what value we provided them. Because we work, so the college and university athletic programs we work with are usually Division III schools. And because they're Division III, there's not as much funding or as importance throughout the entire academic program on focusing on the sports. And as a result, the big names apparel makers don't pay very much attention to the needs of the individual programs. Usually they're selecting from a pre-made catalog designed for much bigger schools who have the budgets and who have the sponsorship dollars to really entice them into being, a bigger customer. So we go to schools like, our number one school that we work with is Babson College in Wellesley, Massachusetts. And we'll go to them and we actually design the apparel programs as they see they need them. So if there's a garment that they'd like to see a technological advantage or some type of cut or color combination that they can't get anywhere else, we will actually custom design and work with them and kind of have more of a partnership of sorts and then a customer relationship. And we can provide that service over years where they wouldn't be able to get it anywhere else.
So that sounds pretty interesting. So one of the questions, just follow up on that, is, great business models make it hard for customers to switch to other companies. So they don't just provide great value, but it's actually very hard for customers to switch to competitors. This is what in economics you call switching costs. So how easy or difficult is it for your customers to switch to another company if they wanted to?
Yeah, I'd say that once you set aside a certain styling program or athletic wear purchasing, we've got our customers for about 3 years, which is the apparel purchasing cycle for colleges and for state uniforms for police and fire and stuff like that. So we have them for a group of time. But a lot of our customers are so focused on the good that they're doing with the apparel purchasing that they've become long-term customers because they see the value in working with our company.
So, in the business model canvas on the right-hand side, I talk about the things that are related to customers, the front stage, if you want, of the business model. Now, there's also the backstage, and you were already talking a little bit about how you are producing, these things in a different way. Could you tell me a little bit more about that and, the cost structure of your business model? Do you have a higher cost structure than some of your competitors that might produce in China, or is it similar? And
Yeah. Yeah, in the beginning, our cost structure has been elevated. I mean, we're making everything in the U.S. and Canada, so inherently it's a bit more expensive. And a lot of our costs are invested into research and development. But what we're seeing is that as we develop more and more, we work more and more with customers between economies of scale and improving our processes. We're noticing our unit costs are decreasing, and we're also seeing that we can kind of, in the meantime, we can justify that premium price increase because we're doing something so new and providing these colleges and state universities a tangible means of going green. They're willing to pay that premium right now, knowing that we're going to get them products at a more efficient rate in the future, because as the technology becomes more and more prevalent, it's going to be a lot easier for us to make the same thing in a more efficient manner.
so one of the things I like to ask is about your customers' pains and gains, and you were already talking a little bit about their desire to go green, but maybe at least at the beginning at a higher cost. And we all know that higher costs are also often the first victims to when they're budget costs. So what I would like to know from you is, do you have a good idea if those customers that you are targeting, the universities, have other big pains and outcomes that they desire that you already know you could address in addition to the more sustainable and green aspect?
Yeah, I would say one thing that we found is, I'll talk more about a meeting we had with Department of Corrections. One pain we can definitely address is a lot of contract purchasing is they choose from a set list, and the customization just isn't there. So what we can provide them is, I mean, they have to choose a set style and they're kind of set with it. What we did is we had a meeting with the Peabody Police Department, and Phil led the discussion talking with the police chief as to what he wants. And then from there, we developed a solution as opposed to what's out there right now. They just have to choose from it. What we can provide is that custom option that fits exactly what they're looking for in a sustainable, high-performance way.
So you seem to be
I
focusing
jump in on that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the bullet points really are that a lot of our customers are not having their needs met because they may be small right now. They don't have the purchasing power with the big brands, and we have much smaller lead times and overhead to be able to supply their needs. So with Peabody Police Department, if they're looking for something for their officers to wear in the street in 90-degree weather like we're having right now in Boston, in the Boston area, they were able to come to us and say, we need to develop something that looks like it's a police officer uniform, is lightweight and breathes, and it'll keep our officers not only safe, or not only cool, but safe, because we were able to bake in a lot of the factors that they needed.
So it seems that you're focusing, at least to start with, on a niche market. It might be pretty profitable and big niche market, but tell me a little bit, how big is this market now? And what are the next steps that you're targeting beyond this first set of niche markets?
Yeah, so I'd say that right now, with the contracts that we hold, we're working with just about 500 different police offices and their departments. The Department of Corrections in 3 states, the Department of Environmental Protection in 3 states. So the state purchasing aspect of what we do is like around a $50 million pie. We're looking to expand into nearly 300 colleges and universities as part of the President's Climate Commitment. And that's basically a group of schools that have made sustainability a guiding principle in their 10-year strategy moving forward. And from there, we're going to look forward to actually reaching out into the consumer marketplace to actually build the brand from years of success in developing great products.
Okay, just a last question. You seem to be doing great. You already have customers, right?
That's correct.
Because one of the things I would worry about is, these purchasing processes of governments and states and universities might be a bit more complicated. So you are already familiar with those purchasing processes. Is that right?
Oh yeah. We're pretty well schooled now, and there's a lot of levels of approval that we need, and a lot of people that we need to impress. But I think Charlie can hop in on this too, but it's such a new technology. I think people are really excited to adopt it and see what we can do.
Yeah, I would say our most effective strategy has been just shaking hands, introducing ourselves, and once people see a sample and start to conceive that the fact, even though it's made from trash, it's a high performance item, that police chiefs talk to police chiefs, and it's just a great internal referral system that we're really trying to build upon. Because, like you said, it can be elongated purchasing process, especially when you're trying to build those bridges in the beginning.
Great, guys. It was really fun talking to you, and it seems like you're on an excellent path. So I'm looking forward to learning more about your success in the future.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we enjoyed using your business model platform. It's always good for us to kind of take a look back and really evaluate all parts of the business, because it's very important to our success both in the present and the future at Kenai. So thanks again, Alex.
My pleasure. Good luck, guys.